trailer breakdown and more here on Cobra TV. Well, it's been an awesome month so far. We have learned about the Malevolent Force, but I think we can stop calling it that now. Portal jumping, black holes, more about ships, upgrades, and suit. Just loads of things we didn't know just 2 weeks ago. And those are the things that I want to talk about a lot while we're watching the trailers. And with me today is Bookshelf Gaming, who was on the show a lot and provides research and information for Cobra TV. If you haven't seen his YouTube channel, it's pretty funny. The link is below. Alright, so now let's get into one of the first trailers, aside the gameplay that was released just before this one. And we'll probably go over that too, but let's go ahead and look at that first trailer that was released. Now, one of the confirmed things that they've said is that the beginning of the game is sort of like the ending of a Space Odyssey. The reason why I'm getting to this is because the beginning here, it looks really odd. I mean, I don't know if this is what they're talking about when they're talking about the weird intro, because Sean said something about the planet pixelating and then forming or whatever in the Game Informer. But if we look at this right here, and then you just slowly... Now,
what was that? There was a... I don't know if it was just a star, but see, I'll pause and unpause real fast. See how it has the swirlies around it?
Oh, wow.
And then he goes into it. You don't go into a star to get to planets.
Right. It's kind of like a wormhole, maybe, or a black...
Maybe.
It wouldn't be a black hole, but maybe a wormhole.
Yeah.
And then we got 3 planets here. They all look like they have life. Like this one over here looks like a green and bluish, maybe.
Yeah.
But then he goes down onto the planet, and what's interesting about this is, you know, even if that was a wormhole, what happens here is he's on foot.
Yeah.
So he definitely couldn't, he wasn't flying. Because he comes over here and he's on foot, and then he gets...
Yeah, and since that was... So maybe that's the intro to the game.
It could be the intro, or it could be just Hello Games trying to...
Yeah, that could have just been their dev tool.
They
tried to make it look cool.
Yeah, cool intro to the trailer. It's a really cool ship taking off there. Now see, this planet right here, it's my theory that that planet that we see on the horizon over there is in an exact orbit with the one that we're on, and it's consistently in the dark. Like it's like a 24-hour a day or non-stop.
Kind of like a Twilight planet.
Yeah.
And then, as you can see, the wildlife has adapted to the darkness. See, because you can see all of a lot of the wildlife has glowing parts on it. Like even the trees, the trees look like they're glowing.
Yeah, exactly. Almost just like what happens to life in deep sea where no sun shines.
Right. It all glows.
Yeah.
So you got fireflies.
Yeah, something in every planet that we see so far, these little particles that float around.
Yeah, I think that's just a part of the shader.
And then we got the Malevolent Force that just woke up. So maybe you don't have to do anything at all to get their attention. Like, I know they're not going to attack if you're not doing anything, but it looks like he definitely woke it up when he came near it.
Yeah, I think it kind of sensed that he was there, and it went on patrol. Made sure that he didn't do anything.
Oh, yeah.
See, and then you are going to be able to do... Like, it's not going to be like a 24-hour watch team that's going to know at your every little move. Because what are the chances that there's going to be, like, one able to see you at all times? Like, right now, he could probably kill something before it wakes up, and it would never know.
Yeah, I'm sure
you know what I mean. So
yeah,
that some people are kind of worried because they're like, how are we supposed to even do stuff with these things watching? But then it's kind of like they're not going to be everywhere, so
they're not going to be everywhere, and I don't think they're going to be as sensitive. Like, it might ignore you if you're mining or you cut down a tree or whatever. But if you start doing too much of that, it's gonna
like if you just kind of blow down a whole ton of trees and then just kind of leave them there and go away.
Right. So then we see a fighter ship here that we haven't seen yet, and it's got like a nice top fin to it, top wing or whatever. It almost looks exactly the same as the one we've seen in the past, but just that top, wing there. Then when he gets in there, we have the same cockpit that we've seen in every other ship.
Yeah, that's what I hope that that changes. I hope that there's a different cockpit that you can get, or like a bigger one or something.
Well, I'm sure they're going to look a lot different in those bigger ships that we've seen.
Yeah.
But if you look right here, it says beacon. So he obviously selected a beacon to go to.
Right, beforehand.
Right.
Beacon to Zonaz.
Zonaz is the
solar system.
The star system. All right. So then warp engaging. This one counts down, but on the other trailer it doesn't count down at all.
Yeah. Because I think what happened was in the other trailer, he actually went into the star map and selected that, and then hit warp straight from the star map, so then it just kind of took him there.
Right.
But then in this one, he had it pre-selected, so then he had to do it manually.
Yeah.
So then maybe if you didn't mean to press that button, then it gives you a countdown in case you're like, oh shit, I don't want to go yet.
And here's that planet that we seen when we were on that planet where they just left, and you could definitely tell that the sun's right behind it. Or in front of it, or whatever, behind it. Alright, so he comes out of the warp, and if you look up here on the top, it says Zonaz. And then
we also saw some big carrier ships up there, or whatever those ones are.
Yeah.
That we haven't seen before. They have a round thing on the nose.
Yeah, definitely ones.
And there's also one with the rings around it there too.
And what I'm curious about is, you see the other ones here. These are ones we have seen before.
Yeah.
So we have new ones and the old ones that we are familiar with.
Yep.
So he's going down on the planet. You could see a point of interest here. It's like a purplish blue. And I think from space to the surface of the planet, in my opinion, might be just a little bit too short.
Yeah, I thought so too. Because he was outside the planet, and everything looked so far away, and then all of a sudden he's right here.
Yeah, and I think it would be cool to be able to fly super, super high on these planets and look down real, far.
Right. But then that's not really going to happen, because if you go too high, you're in space now.
But I think that's something they could adjust very easily.
Yeah. Now we're on Gorogal.
Right. And they got these beautiful rock veins, or whatever I don't even know what to call them.
Yeah. They're like erosion-created structures.
And he goes over to this point of interest. You can see it's highlighted right now. And these awesome-looking, what they look like sea creatures, but they're flying.
Yeah.
And here we have a broken-down ship. Now, it's interesting that it's parked right there at the portal. The ships, how they're coming in and out of the trading station, maybe they're also doing the other activities as well.
Right.
Just to make it look more believable. Like, you pull up to a portal and you see that there's another ship parked there, and you're like, oh, okay, so there's other things using this. Don't know.
Now, this part kind of tricked me a little bit, because I thought he was going to go over there and then, like, search through the ship, but then no, he turns around. There's a portal here.
Right, yeah.
And as you can see when he's flying over to this monument, there's portals surrounding that big one in the middle.
Yeah. Yeah,
there's a whole ton of these little rectangle things with the portals in the middle.
Yeah. So I wonder if those portals go to different planets. Or different planets beside the one that he goes into. And as soon as he goes through this one, you can see one right over there.
Yep.
And you see something's rotating right behind it too.
Yeah. Oh wow, I never did notice that.
And then up in the sky, we have one of the same creatures that we just seen on the other planet, and I wonder if that has something to do with the portal.
Right, like maybe the creature kind of went into the portal and now it's here.
Well, that really does it for that trailer. There's really nothing groundbreaking within that particular trailer to really analyze that we don't already know, except the portal. You know, that's the one thing that really has me in wonderment, because the portals, they teleport you to a planet closer to the center of the galaxy so that you could get a preview of what's up ahead, according to the Game Informer for the January issue. And I wonder, as time goes by, if you're still lagging behind because you're exploring and doing all kinds of other stuff, I wonder if you teleport to one of the planets closer to the center of the galaxy, if you're going to be running into players when you do that.
Right.
And another thing that somebody brought up in the comment section is some of the planets that are going to be right at the center of the galaxy are going to be destroyed. You're going to have more player traction, so people are going to be killing a lot of the animals, taking a lot of the resources, you know, doing things like that, and you're going to have some pretty bad planets. Ghettos.
Then our malevolent force buddies over here. By that time, people aren't even going to be worried about them. They're going to be like, "You're shooting at me. I don't give a fuck."
Right.
Just kind of blow them out.
I wonder if the Guardian robots can be eliminated, or like if you can eliminate them completely off of a planet, or if they just respawn.
Yeah, that's a good thought.
Yeah, but the portals are definitely interesting. Definitely. I mean, just being able to teleport way up ahead of the line into the center of the galaxy. All right, so this one here starts off really, it confused the crap out of me. We're in a space station right now, but if you pay attention, he nabs 7.6 Heridium while he's in this space station.
Yeah, that doesn't make sense. I think that might have just happened as kind of just to give him something to do without actually mining it, you know, because he has to go and sell that now.
Unless he traded it for something while he's in the space station. I mean, because you got to think, what are the space stations for other than just buying a ship that's docked?
True.
There's got to be something else that the space station's offering.
Then you could just stay on a planet forever because you can buy ships from there.
Right.
So there's got to be something that space stations offer that trading posts on planets don't.
Right. So here's where he nabs the 7.6 Heridium. And another thing that I wanted to point out is when he's leaving the space station here, it does not look like he has control over the ship until it actually leaves. So it looks like an animation going from the time he lifts up to the time he's completely out.
Now that's understandable, though.
I want the option to be able to accidentally mess up my ship.
Well, yeah, I never said that I liked it. It just kind of
right.
It makes sense in a way.
So here he is leaving, and then now you see player movement. I don't know. We'll have to wait. Here's some more of those ships that you pointed out. These weird-looking freighters.
I kind of wonder what those ones would be for, because it doesn't look like they can really hold much.
No, they don't.
And then the ones with the big circles on the front of them, spheres on the front of them. I have no clue what those would be for either.
I wonder how careful we have to be with these asteroids too. Well,
that's what I was wondering too.
Yeah.
Because he's flying pretty close to him, and he doesn't seem to be very scared of him.
Right. So this planet was already discovered.
Yep.
I like the little heat.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
Kind of breaking the atmosphere type thing.
And And then here we have a point of interest over here, a point of interest over here. So there's several different things to go to. And then here we are with these circular gates.
I'm trying to figure out how to pronounce this name of the planet.
Achaea?
I think so. That's what I was thinking was Achaea. Let's just go with Achaea.
Now here we see some drones again, and
yeah, I think my theory was that those were used to protect the trading post.
It's possible. I have a theory that the drones are for us to use, personal use.
So you have things like the drones that we showed. You also have a weapon, and we've shown some of that.
Yeah, we got tons of drones just flying around here. Now, here's an interesting thing. He uses his ship lock-on system to activate one of the docks.
Yeah, you can see right here.
He tries for this one, or decides not to, and then goes to the middle one and activates it. Now here, I think it's a completely animated landing. I don't think he has any control over it whatsoever.
Oh yeah. And as you can see, the landing pad kind of opened up, and it revealed a turntable type thing.
Right.
And at that point, when the ship turned around on its own, I was kind of like, what the hell just happened? Because I didn't see that initially. I thought that it was just him turning the ship around, and I was like, that doesn't really make much sense.
Yeah. And this golden orange looking thing in the center of this trading station here, I believe is like a kiosk where you can walk up to and maybe start upgrading your suit or your multi-tool, or maybe even that's where you go when you want to buy a ship.
Right. And also, one thing that I noticed was he just lands and then gets out, and then you can play it. You see, when he gets out, then it automatically subtracts the Iridium or whatever from his inventory, and then so it kind of auto sells the resource that he picked up while he was in the space station.
Yeah, right there. Yep, it did. But a lot of the things that I've noticed about Sean Murray's and Hello Games trailers is that they are examples.
Yeah.
You know, speaking of the galactic map that we're going to see here and how he jumps so far, you're not able to do that in the game. He was using it for an example.
Yeah.
So I think the whole trading thing, it's not automatic like that. I think he's just showing, hey, this is where you go. You can trade.
Yeah, I would have much rather seen the actual trading hub in action.
Right, but I think he still wants all of that to feel fresh and brand new to us when we play the game for the first time. But I like the fact that all of these ships here you could just buy.
Right.
Because I'm really digging the one that just landed.
I'm really digging the one that lands after that behind him. Because if you see...
Now, if you look inside, one of the disappointing things that we learned...
I automatically looked at that when it landed. I was like, okay, now is there someone inside? No, there's not. Okay.
One of the most disappointing things that we've learned over the week, or in this month, is that there are no NPC characters. So these ships are actually all flying around empty. I guess with all of the things that No Man's Sky offers, we're going to have to use our imagination as well.
Yep, you can see there's no one in there.
Nothing in there.
See, I thought that also might have been an example because they didn't want to spoil what the NPCs looked like, but now we know that there isn't going to be any.
Could you imagine what that cockpit looks like?
I know.
When you're flying that one?
Because it has so many windows in there.
Yeah.
As the one that we've seen so far only has like one large curved windshield.
Right.
And then just imagine what the control panel must look like in there.
Yeah. Got some more drones up in the air. More drones.
Yeah, you can see that.
Right.
I really like
is-
that one.
Yeah, that one's amazing.
It reminds me of a parrot. It kind of looks like a parrot, you know.
Yeah, and if you look, the window goes all the way down to the
That's
floor.
that's why I like it, because then you can kind of look down and see whatever is down there. It's more of a I think it's more of an exploring centered ship, because then you can see everything that's below you while you're flying. And also you could see there when that other ship took off, you could see the landing pad fold back up.
Right, yep. And just look at the rust on this ship as we get real close. It's amazing.
That's one thing that I noticed too. These are the only types of ships that we've seen so far, was these skinny kind of fighter looking ones. That's
Right.
the only one that we've seen on the interior of, rather.
So here he's getting ready to go into the galactic map. You can almost kind of say, hey, third person view.
Uh-huh.
But no confirmed third person view yet, but it has been rumored. Okay, so now we are in the galactic map. This is what the galactic map is going to look for us, but we have learned also from the Game Informer that they're going to be adding a mini map for the galactic map.
Oh, are they?
Yeah. So
I didn't see that.
because the galactic map is just it's a little bit too much, so Sean Murray's going to be adding a little mini map to make it all easier. So here he zooms out of all of these.
Okay, so here I was kind of confused at this point, because I was confused as to why these planets are linked together.
Exactly, because that's a little bit too much for just a solar system.
Yeah, because we've been told that there's only going to be like 5 to 10, or that's probably not correct, but
5 to 12.
Not, yeah, 5 to 12, but that's more than 12. I'm pretty sure. It looks like more than 12. I could try to count them.
I want to see something. See, I do not believe that those things that we're seeing connected are planets.
Could that be a constellation?
Yes.
That's what I was.
See, this is a sun. It's a star, and I think the
Oh,
other ones
yeah.
are stars too.
Now,
If you look real close, you see the planets here. 1, 2.
I know,
3.
but why? Oh, okay.
But on there, you can see several bits of information. It tells you your current location, which is where he just zoomed out of, the Ethadar, and spectral type. I don't know what that means. I think that's a star class, and then the class of the space station.
Yeah.
I think they said in the Game Informer that they rate anywhere from 1 to 5.
Yep.
And then he starts to zoom back out. A lot of connected stars.
And then you can see the fog of war that they talked about in the question and answer interview. See, and also, I was kind of wondering, where does it choose to change color?
Yeah, it's in the Game Informer magazine where it talks about the color of the solar system represents the main resource in that solar system. These stars represent solar systems.
Yeah. Each one of them do.
Right.
And I was kind of in awe while he was flying through all of this, because I was like even you could stick thousands of people in this one area right now, and it would still be rare to run into someone.
Very rare.
And this is only like a small portion of the galaxy right now.
Yeah.
By the way, it is galaxy, not universe.
Just a little bit of zoom out and a little bit of zoom in. Then he just picks one at random here. Utwarez
11.
Yeah. And see there, it didn't count down. It says press square to warp.
Yep.
And it tells him
That's
that
what
the current
Yeah,
state...
that's what I was kind of saying was, since he's going straight from the star map to the warp, then it doesn't count down.
You're right.
Because he pressed X initially right there.
Boy, it brings you pretty close to those asteroids.
Yeah. That's what I was kind of thinking about too when this was happening. I was like, what happens if you come out of your warp and then you crash directly into something? You know how annoying that would be?
Yeah. It also
Here we are on Vesta Prime now.
It also puzzles me that the whole naming thing, right here, it says that Ryan has discovered this, and it says it's uploading.
Yeah.
The name's already there, and he doesn't name anything. So I'm still unclear about the whole naming, and it does the same thing when he goes out to the planet.
Yep.
And if you look at this planet, there's 2 points of interest right there.
Yep. So here we are on Vesta Prime, and you can see there are small patches of like bluish green grass here in the deserty area.
Yeah.
Or if that even is grass, that might be resources.
There's a point of interest
right there. Is that a tower? From here, it kind of looks like a... Yeah, that is a tower.
Yeah, it looks like a building. It definitely looks like a building.
And you got some more funky looking creatures over here on the left.
That's another thing. Let's take a look at that landing real quick. Do you think that's an animated landing?
Yeah. I think the initial choice for him to land, like, since there's no landing pad here, I think he kind of just presses a button and then his ship goes down. So he presses button here, and then the ship goes down. I don't think he actually controlled where the ship went initially while it was descending.
The only thing I've ever seen so far is the same type of landing everywhere, where he...
And, I hate to backtrack here, but if you go to when he was first entering the planet, watch this. Does that not look like an animation took over for a second there? It looked like that on a couple of them too, on a couple of the other ones. It looked like it kind of steered him away from the ground.
Oh, I hope not.
Yeah, later I'll have you look at a couple of the other ones. I thought so too.
But the landings all seem exactly the same. He goes down and the top immediately comes open and he comes out. So I'm wondering if we're able to just sit inside of it and not get out.
I don't know. Well, when he first enters...
I know it sounds like a stupid request, but it would be really cool just to sit in your ship and just chill out, or maybe watch a bunch of animals come up to your ship and try and look in, you know?
Right.
I don't know.
I think maybe when you first enter your ship, you don't have to take off immediately, but you can.
Right.
You know? 'Cause wouldn't that kind of make sense? Like,
yeah.
'Cause it doesn't make much sense that your ship would just immediately take off and you would just be away. And
what concerns me though is these animals look like they're really out of place. Not so much.
What do you mean?
Not so much the big ones, but these deer-looking creatures. It's not believable that they would be out in the open like that. Like they went to get a drink of water and said, "Oh shit, the lake's gone."
Yeah. Well, this definitely does look like a lake bed because you can see the ground's all cracked.
Right. Yeah, maybe that has something to do with it.
Look at those things, huh?
Yeah. I saw another YouTuber, and he was saying that the creatures did not look believable because of the way their bodies are formed and their legs. They said that physically it wouldn't be possible for them to stand like that. And I disagreed with him immediately, because how do we know what the gravity's like on this planet? It could be super low.
Right, and as Sean said, your suit compensates for gravity.
Right, so these creatures probably aren't using that much strength at all.
You know what we haven't seen yet, though? We've never seen Sean jump.
Jump?
Jump. You know, like up and down.
Oh, yeah. We haven't seen the jetpack either.
Yeah. Stuff to wait for.
Look at those flying creatures in the background.
I know. Imagine that really tall guy just kind of snatching one out of the air.
Right?
You can tell he knew they were there because he kind of turned around.
Yeah. That's all we have here today. As always, I love you guys so much. And make sure you go over to Bookshelf Gaming's YouTube channel. The link is below, and just give him some Cobra loves. Give him a subscribe and give him a chance. His videos are really funny. I mean, watch the Burger Disorder video. You won't be disappointed, I promise. Until next time.